Keeper by day, Agent 47 by night, which can only mean one thing. It's time for the Accountant 4K Blu-ray review in this bitch. What's going on, people? It's your boy, Brass Tats in this bitch. You already know. Firstly, I want to say sorry for the delay. This should have come at the same time Deepwater Horizon came, but for some reason, this bitch got lost in the post. So I've been waiting tentatively for it to turn up, and it's turned up now. So now I watched it, and now I can give you my opinions on this bitch. Existing subscribers, you know I love you guys. New subscribers, welcome. This review is broken down into 3 parts. Part 1, I talk a little bit about the movie, spoiler free, and just give my thoughts pretty much on it. Part 2, I review the 4K Blu-ray, the actual transfer, the depth, the HDR, the detail, the sharpness, etc. It's gonna be a balls deep experience. No homer if you're a guy and you're watching this, but if you're a lady, it's gonna be balls deep in this bitch. And number 3, I give you my final thoughts. Whether I think you should pick it up, final thoughts, that's what they are. But I would also ask you to subscribe if you haven't done already, because it's only right. You sat here for a number of minutes watching my 4K review. The least you can do is subscribe in this bitch. This is a really good movie. I really enjoyed this movie. I had a good time with it. The action was awesome. The story was awesome. And guess what? Ben Affleck was awesome. Ben Affleck's character got the social skills of a mop. Yeah? He doesn't like people. He is not very social. And when he tries to be, he fails miserably. But there is something that he is a winner in, and that's numbers. He's amazing with numbers. He may be low-key autistic, right? But he a genius with the numbers. He's also a genius in fucking people up. This guy is vicious when he needs to be, without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm not even surprised he's killing people by night, because my dad used to be an accountant. Most boring job in the world, I'm gonna keep it real with you. If you're an accountant by day, you need to do something at night to get your mind off the bullshit that happened during the day. And in his case, he's a killer. It's all good. The movie goes back and forth, talking a little about his childhood and back to present day. There is a lot of action in it. He finds himself in a situation where he's working for a robotics company. Pretty lucrative deal. There's something going wrong with the figures, with the profits, so he's investigating that bitch. He opens up Pandora's box, which subsequently opens up a whole lot of shit. We're talking a lot of shit. We're talking diarrhea hitting the fan. Not even shit hitting the fan, but diarrhea in this bitch. We're talking, pretty much we're talking some shit. Let's just keep it real. It's well paced. I wasn't bored at all. I was actually pretty much invested in the movie from start to finish. There is something I saw coming and then I didn't see it coming. And when it happened, I was glad it happened, but it still caught me by surprise, even though I saw it coming. People who have seen this will know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about towards the end specifically, where you realize, yeah, you know what I'm saying. It was handled very well. Really good movie. Highly recommend it. Do I recommend the transfer? That's the real question here. No visual effects, so I'm not going to do that. Irrespective of that, this movie was shot in 35mm film. Digital intermediate, 2K. Upscaled to 4K. 7.1 DTS master audio. Is the transfer a killer or an accountant? It's a little bit of an accountant. A little disappointed with this one, but I kind of expected it at the same time, because for some reason, films shot in 35mm aren't really amazing looking 4K Blu-rays. Have you noticed that shit? I noticed that shit. Although there's clarity and definition, the movie generally is pretty soft. It doesn't stand out. There's not a really three-dimensional image. There is a wider color space, so you do notice subtle changes. Nothing major, no amazing pop. Some of the indoor scenes where he's actually in the robotics company trying to figure shit out. He's written all those numbers in the window. That looks especially sharp. That looks especially 4K. But apart from very small scenes in between, it's not really much more than just an uptick from the 1080p. Black levels are pretty decent. The last 20 minutes of the movie predominantly takes place in the dark. Not in the dark, but at night. And you can make everything out pretty clearly. The black levels are pretty good. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of action that happens, and one thing is pretty distinguishable from the next thing. So black levels are pretty good, but there's some other parts in between during the movie where blacks don't look as good. So the HDR on its period in this bitch. That's all I can say. The HDR is a moody mofo in this movie. It can't figure out what the fuck it want to do. It's got mood swings like a motherfucker. That's the only way I can explain it. There's a scene where Ben Affleck, his character, is outside and he's just shooting with a sniper. There's something that happens and he is picking some enemies off. Agent 47 shit. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a really nice shot. I looked at that and I was like, yeah, okay. The £35 I spent on this bitch ain't hurting as much. Like I said, it's pretty soft, but it has detail too. But it's soft in this bitch. That sounds like an oxymoron, like jumbo shrimp or something. That's just not supposed to go together, is it? But it does in this movie. That's all I can say. Now, I will say this. You know, in certain outdoor scenes, you do notice the reflection of cars and some more detail in trees and certain landscape, but it's not much. It's not much. I'd probably say it's probably more of a color improvement than anything else, but it's not much more of a difference than the 1080p Blu-ray. If you're gonna pick it up, because it is a really good movie, but I'd wait for it to be discounted like a mofo. That being said, it's a really good movie, so it's really up to you. It's a fantastic movie, actually. It's really up to you guys, but that's my take on it. That's my take on it. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the review. Hit the like button if you liked it. Definitely subscribe. All right, guys, you take care, and I'll catch you next time.